Now, before I start with question number 4 and 5, which are all based on identities, which is very, very important and to be understood, let me cover up the basic, all the identities and formulae first. So, we know that there are three basic identities. First one is sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Secant square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. And cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. So these are the three basic identities out of which you can find the value of sine square theta and cos square theta. How? You can write sine square theta as 1 minus cos square theta, and you can write cos square theta as 1 minus sine square theta. So these two can be extracted from first identity only. Now for value of secant square and tan square, you can write like this. Secant square theta is 1 plus tan square theta. This tan square theta goes to right hand side. And tangent square theta is, tan square theta is, now see, if tangent goes to right side, it becomes positive, and 1 comes to left side. So it becomes secant square theta minus 1. Right? So this is how you can write all the values. Now let us write down the value of cosec square theta from here. From here I have two values. Cosec square theta is equal to, straight I get this as 1 plus cot square theta. And cot square theta when goes to right hand side, 1 comes to left hand side, I get cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta minus 1. So these are the 6 relationships. Now the next set of relations is reciprocal ratios. We know that sine theta is equal to 1 upon cosec theta. Cos theta is equal to 1 upon secant theta. And tangent theta is equal to 1 over cot theta. So these three relationships are going to be used, and these three identities are going to be used. And there is one more relationship which is very much used in solving the identities. That relationship is of tangent theta is equal to sine theta upon cos theta. So whenever we have to make conversion to sine cos, this relationship is very much helpful. So cot theta will be equal to, obviously since it is reciprocal of tangent, it will be cos theta upon sine theta. So these are the relationships which are going to be used in questions 4 and 5 of exercise 8.4. Apart from these, you should know complementary angles. And now let's do the first part. See, in the first part, if I take 9 common, let me take 9 common. So what I am left with? Secant square A minus tan square A. And this is the identity. I know that it is the identity. Secant square A minus tan square A is 1. So my answer comes out to be 9 into 1, that is 9, and B is the right option. So I hope you get it. Let's go to the second part. See students, second part is a complete question in itself. We need to solve it as we would solve any other question and then tally the option. So see, whenever you have a combination of tangent, secant, cot, cosecant, which are not bound by a single identity, for such questions I give you a very useful tip, that convert all to sine cos. Convert all to sine theta and cos theta. Let us see how. Now here 1 will remain 1, and tangent theta can be written as sine theta upon cos theta. Secant theta can be written as 1 by cos theta. 1 is 1, cot theta is cos theta by sine theta, minus cosecant theta is 1 by sine theta. Now what can you do in the next step? This first step will only tell you about the next step. See, what can you do? You can only take the LCM. There is nothing else that we can do. So cos theta is the LCM. Now here denominator is 1, so it will be multiplied by cos theta. Here denominator is cos theta only, so it will not be multiplied by any number. Sin theta as it is and 1 as it is. So this gives me my first bracket. In second bracket, sin theta is the LCM. I get sin theta plus cos theta minus 1. Now, in the denominator you get cos theta into sin theta, but in the numerator you need to multiply these two. Now, this multiplication has nothing to do with trigonometry. This multiplication is simple your algebra, the way you multiply numbers or the way you multiply algebraic expressions. There are two methods to this multiplication. I will tell you both. The first method, I multiply cos theta with all three terms. See what do I get? I get cos theta sin theta plus cos square theta minus 1 into cos theta is cos theta. Now I multiply sin theta with all three of them. I get sin square theta plus sin theta cos theta minus sin theta. And now I multiply 1 with all three of them. What do I get? Plus sin theta plus cos theta minus 1. So this is my multiplication. Now let us see what the things get cancelled. Sin is getting cancelled. Minus cos and plus cos is getting cancelled. Cos theta plus sin theta is double here. So I write 2 sin theta cos theta or 2 cos theta sin theta. One and the same thing. Now this cos square theta plus sin square theta gives me 1. I write 1. And this minus 1 is also lying here. I copy it. Denominator, I do not make any change. It is as it is. Now this also gets cancelled. I am left with this. Please do not cancel these two terms in this very step. It will become wrong. So 2 sin theta cos theta divided by cos theta sin theta. Now these two factors gets cancelled and I am left with 2. So 2 is the answer and my C option is correct. So see, it was a complete question wherein you cannot get to the answer without solving the complete question. So this can also come to you as a question in the exam, not only as MCQ. Let's go to the third part. Now in third part again there is a mixture of secant, tangent and sine. So what we do is we convert all of them to sine cos. The same step you see, convert all of them to sine cos. It is the easiest one when there is a mixture. So secant A can be written as 1 by cos A. Tangent A can be written as sin A by cos A. Okay. 1 minus sin A I leave as it is. No change. This gives me, see here I can take the LCM. So cos A is the LCM and in the numerator I simply add, I get 1 plus sin A. And second term is 1 minus sin A. I can also write it as over 1. So if I multiply numerator with numerator, what do I get? 1 plus sin A into 1 minus sin A. What's that? I get A plus B into A minus B. So this is A square minus B square divided by cos A. And this gives you 1 minus sin square A is the identity. We know that identity is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So 1 minus sin square theta is cos square theta. So this is cos square A and divided by cos A. Hence I get my answer as cos A. And clearly D is the right option. In the second part I forgot to tell you the second method. The second method was using identity only. See, this is A plus B. If you treat it as, if you don't want to multiply 3 by 3 as I have done, this is A plus B, A minus B. So this can also give you A square minus B square. So what it will be? Let me write down the second method. Right? Second method, what it will be? You just apply the identity. So this gives you cos theta plus sin theta whole square minus 1 upon cos theta multiplied by sin theta. And if you open this whole square, what do you get? Cos square theta plus sin square theta plus 2 sin theta cos theta minus 1 divided by cos theta sin theta. And you see, you reach here only. 2 sin theta cos theta and cos square plus sin square is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So you reach directly this step if you do this as using an identity. Right? So I hope you get it. Let's go to the fourth part. Now for fourth part, if it directly strikes you that it is a part of identity, we know that secant square A minus tan square A is equal to 1. To remember, just remember ST, S minus T, right? It is easier to remember like this. So 1 plus tan square A, if tan square A I take to right hand side, I get as secant square A. So 1 plus tan square A becomes secant square A. And similarly for cot square A, the identity is cos x square A minus cot square A is equal to 1. So 1 plus cot square A is equal to cos x square A. So directly I get this. Now you convert them, reciprocate them. So secant square A is 1 by cos square A and cos x square A is 1 by sin square A. So Cosec square A is written here as sin square A, secant square A is written here as cos square A, and this gives me tangent square A. So hence my answer is D. Let's get to question number 5. Proving identities is very important part of trigonometry, and students just play it like a game. Do not try to cram it. Just see what is given to you and you have to reach there. You have to start from here and you have to reach here. Now you have to see what steps you can apply. So automatically you will go on getting the steps. Now for example here, cosecant cot are lying. So what I can do is, in right hand side I need cos. So that means I need to convert them to sin cos at any step. So let me first convert them to sin cos. So cosec is 1 by sin theta. Minus cot is cos theta by sin theta. If you just understand the identity from the video and just pause the video and do it yourself, it will be very good. Square as it is. Now, if I take LCM, what do I get? Taking LCM, I get LCM as sin theta and numerator is 1 minus cos theta whole square. Now, do not open the identity. Do not apply a square plus b square minus 2ab. Why we should not open it? Because when I will get 2ab, in right hand side 2 is not required. Okay, so that is why we are not going to open it. We shall leave it as it is. I get 1 minus cos theta whole square divided by sin square theta. And you know how to convert sin to cos? You know it very well. It is 1 minus cos theta whole square divided by 1 minus cos square theta. And obviously the next step is, if I want to use something on 1 minus cos square theta, I am reminded of the identity a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So let us apply this. I get 1 minus cos theta whole square upon 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. And now you see one factor of 1 minus cos theta gets cancelled and I am left with 1 minus cos theta over 1 plus cos theta, which I was required to prove. And see, this is how I can prove. I simply go on doing what my previous step suggests me, right? Whatever your step suggests, you try to do that. Whether it is LCM, whether it is squaring or opening the square. See, why did not I open the square over here? I didn't apply the identity of a minus b whole square, neither in the beginning nor here, because I do not have a 2 in RHS. 2 is not contained in RHS. There is no 2 in RHS. Right? So this tells me that I don't have to open the bracket. I hope you understand. Let's go to second part. To begin with, see, they are already converted to sin cos. So what is the first step that comes to your mind if I consider LHS? The first step that comes to my mind is taking LCM, because there is nothing else that I can do. So I simply take LCM, 1 plus sin A in a bracket, multiply by cos A. Now this already has 1 plus sin A. So cos A will be multiplied by cos A. I get cos square A. Second term has cos A in the denominator. It will be multiplied by 1 plus sin A. So I have 1 plus sin A whole square. Got it? Now here I will open the identity because I can't do anything else. So cos square A I leave it as it is. 1 plus sin A whole square I will write as A square, that is 1, plus B square, that is sin square A, plus 2AB, that is 2 into 1 into sin A. 2 sin A. And denominator, don't open the bracket in denominator, because in very less questions bracket needs to be opened in denominator, because the things get cancelled usually. Rest it depends upon the question. Here we are not going to open it. Now see, wherever you find cos square A plus sin square A, put it 1. Now this cos square A plus sin square A becomes 1. I get 1 plus 2 sin A. Denominator as it is, no change. And this gives you 2 plus 2 sin A. No change in denominator. So when there is no change in denominator, I will just put a tick sign from the next step. 2 common. See, what can you do here now? Nothing else we can do apart from taking 2 common. I get 1 plus sin A divided by 1 plus sin A multiplied by cos A. Denominator as it is, no change. And clearly you see this step itself is telling you that cut me. 1 plus sin A is shouting to you that cut me. So I am left with 2 by cos A, and which is equal to cos A can be reciprocated as secant A, and this is what was required to be proved, hence proved. Before I start with third part, let me tell you this is the one of the most important parts, right? And there are two methods to it. In the first method, you can directly proceed without converting it to sine cos, and in the second method, you can convert it to sine cos. So let's convert it to sine cos. If I write tangent theta as sine theta upon cos theta, and see, give it a bracket so that there is no confusion, and write cot theta as cos theta over sine theta. See, I have neatly separated them with two brackets so there is no confusion. Similarly, cot theta will be written as cos theta by sine theta, and tangent theta will be written as sine theta by cos theta. This is the first step. Now for the second step, clearly first I need to solve this term, because otherwise I cannot manage these four terms unless I solve this and I solve this term, right? So I leave the numerator as it is, no change in the numerator. In the denominator I have sine theta as LCM, so I get sine theta minus cos theta, plus in this term also I leave cos theta upon sine theta as it is, and in the denominator I have cos theta LCM, so cos theta minus sine theta. Now I can rearrange the terms. You see, if I have A upon B divided by C upon D, so I can write it as A by B into D by C, so which is equal to AD upon BC. So similarly, I can multiply these two in the numerator and then these two in the denominator. So what do I get? I get sine theta into sine theta, sine square theta, divided by cos theta into sine theta minus cos theta, plus cos theta into cos theta, cos square theta, divided by sine theta into cos theta minus sine theta. Now if you compare, this is a very important step, see very carefully. If you compare these two, this is one term cos theta, this is one term sine theta minus cos theta, this is one term sine theta, and this is still another term cos theta minus sine theta. So in this way I can see there are four terms. So it will become very lengthy if I take LCM of these four terms. But if you see carefully, then this term and this term, they are exactly negative of each other. They are exactly negative. Sine theta is positive here, negative here. Cos theta is negative here and positive here. So what I do is, I take minus common and convert cos theta minus sine theta to sine theta minus cos theta. See this step, how it goes. I write the first term as it is, no change. In the second term, from here I take minus common, and with this plus when I multiply minus, I get minus. Numerator as it is, sine theta as it is. Now since the negative which I have taken common from here has been multiplied with this plus, this becomes, cos becomes negative, sine becomes positive. So I can write it as sine theta minus cos theta. Let me try to explain it to you. Minus a plus b. What is negative of minus a plus b? It will be a minus b, right? So this is what I have done here. Or you can say, what is the negative of a minus b? Negative of a minus is minus a plus b, and it can be written as b minus a. Okay, so this is how I have got this step. Now I am left with three terms, cos theta, sine minus cos, and sine. So my LCM is of these three terms, cos theta, sine theta minus cos theta, and sine theta. Alright, now see, in the first term, these two are already lying, only sine theta is not there. So let me multiply sine square theta with sine theta, I get sine cube theta. Now here, sine theta is already there, sine theta minus cos theta is already there, only cos is not there, so I will multiply this with cos theta, I get cos cube theta. This is a bit lengthy question and involves lots of understanding. That is why it is important as well. It is very, very important. I am again repeating. Now here it should resemble you of the identity a cube minus b cube is equal to a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square. This is the identity which is very, very widely used in trigonometry again and again. So you must remember it. And let me tell you here only, if the identity is of a cube plus b cube, then it should be a plus b and a square minus ab plus b square. Here we are going to use this one, and this gives me a minus b, that is sin theta minus cos theta, a square, that is sin square theta, plus ab, that is sin theta cos theta, plus b square, that is cos square theta. And in the denominator, I have all the three terms, cos theta, sin theta minus cos theta, and sin theta. Now if you see carefully, this complete term gets cancelled. I am left with what? What is sin square plus cos square? It is 1 plus sin theta cos theta as it is. And in the denominator I have cos theta sin theta. Now see, from here I can separate them out. Let me give you an example. Suppose I have a plus b over 2. So can I write it as a by 2 plus b by 2? I can write it. Okay. The same thing I will apply here. So this gives me 1 upon cos theta sin theta plus sin theta cos theta upon cos theta sin theta. I have separated this denominator, I have separated under both of them. I have given you the example here. Just like this must be clear to you. In the same manner we have done this. This is just for example. It is not a part of the question. Okay. So this gets cancelled, I get 1, and 1 by cos theta can be written as secant theta. 1 by sin theta can be written as cosecant theta, and this is 1. So you can see it resembles what I had to prove, 1 plus secant theta cosecant theta. So you may write it like 1 plus secant theta cosecant theta. It is one and the same thing. So this is the proof. Right? I hope you understand it. You can again watch it and do it along with me. And I will give you its alternate method in another video, because this video has already become too long, but I want to cover whole of the question in a single video. So let's go on to the next part. This is comparatively easier. See here, we can simply separate them out. Very easy. We can see that I can write it as 1 upon secant A plus secant A upon secant A. Now what is 1 over secant A? 1 over secant A is cos A, and secant A over secant A is 1. Now you might feel that we have reached the maximum simplification. I have got cos A plus 1, which is the maximum simplification. Now one of the way outs is that you leave this here and take up RHS. Right? We have taken this as LHS, and LHS has come out to be cos A plus 1. Leave it here and consider RHS. Consider RHS. RHS is what? Sin square A upon 1 minus cos A. Sin square A can be written as 1 minus cos square A upon 1 minus cos A. This gives me identity 1 plus cos A into 1 minus cos A upon 1 minus cos A, and you see I have reached 1 plus cos A. But if you insist that I want to reach from LHS to RHS, that I want to reach from cos A plus 1 to this, then you see how do we go about it. You see here it is cos A plus 1 upon 1, right? But I need in the denominator 1 minus cos A. So what I do is I multiply both with 1 minus cos A. Numerator and denominator. I multiply both numerator and denominator with 1 minus cos A. So in the numerator what do you get? 1 plus cos A into 1 minus cos A. You get 1 minus cos square A upon 1 minus cos A. And what is 1 minus cos square A? It is equal to sin square A upon 1 minus cos A, which is equal to RHS. So this is how we can reach, but this is an easier method. So we can also pick up LHS and reach to RHS. And if it is not possible, only then you should do that, pick up RHS and reach to LHS. And in some cases we pick up both LHS and RHS and we reach to a common point. Right? So these are the three ways you can solve any identity. Preferable is the first one only, that we are given to prove LHS is equal to RHS, we should do that only. In second case, we should write that let RHS is equal to LHS, and then you prove it that yes, it is proved to be true that if RHS is equal to LHS, then LHS must also be equal to RHS. In the end, you must write this line then. Okay, let's go to part number 5. Just like part number 3, part number 5 is the most important part, and it also resembles example number 15. So you must also do example number 15 after you do this part number 5. Now see here what you do. The first step says that I should divide numerator and denominator by sign. Now, how do we decide whether we are going to multiply by sine, or in the example number 15 we have to multiply by cos? How do we decide that? See, cosec A is 1 by sine A, right? And cot A is cos A by sine A. This gives you a hint that we have to divide numerator and denominator by sine. This is a very, very important point, so just understand this. So what I do is, I divide throughout by sine, cos A by sine A minus sin A by sin A plus 1 by sin A. This is numerator. In the denominator, I have cos A by sin A plus sin A by sin A minus 1 by sin A. So it doesn't make a difference if I divide both numerator and denominator by the same quantity. Now clearly, this becomes cot A minus 1 plus cosecant A. Got it? And denominator becomes cot A plus 1 minus cosecant A. Now see, what we are going to do here is, we shall replace 1 by the identity. Now 1 can be replaced by cos square plus sin square, or cosec square minus cot square, or secant square minus tan square. But we shall convert it to cosec and cot because they are already lying here. So first let me just rearrange the terms in one step. Cot A plus cosec A minus 1. In denominator, no change. I am writing as it is. There is no change in the denominator up to the end of the question. Now, in the numerator, I write cot A plus cosec A as it is. And I replace 1 by its identity, cosec square A minus cot square A. In the denominator, there is no change. I write as it is. Now, here you see a square minus b square. I am going to use the identity of a square minus b square. You know that it is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So I write the first term as it is. Please notice the use of brackets which I am doing, which is very, very important. Minus. Now this gives me cosec A plus cot A multiply by cosec A minus cot A. In the denominator, there is no change. I am explaining the numerator again. First term as it is, a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. Now if you see carefully, this is one term here and the same term is lying over here. So what I do is, I take cot A plus cosec A common. From here, I am left with 1 because from this term, everything is out. Minus. From here, this term is out but this term is left. 1 minus cosec A minus cot A, but you must put a bracket because it is a negative outside. Denominator, no change. I am writing it as it is throughout the question. Now here you see carefully. First term as it is, cot A plus cosec A. And here I am left with 1 minus cosec A plus cot A. Minus minus becomes plus. And in the denominator, I am writing as it is. There is no change. I hope you all are watching this video with your pen and notebook in your hand and you are using it. Now if you see carefully, these two terms are exactly similar. If these two terms are not coming out to be similar, that means you are making a mistake. So this complete term is going to be cancelled by this complete term and I am left only with cot A plus cosec A, which I am supposed to prove, hence proved. I hope you understand, and sometimes in the exam it is further asked, so you can convert it to cos A by sin A plus 1 by sin A, and you can write it as cos A plus 1 over sin A. Sometimes in the exams this is also asked. This is just for extra, I have told you. Then you have to do it further, but right now you are only supposed to do it till here. So I hope you understand this. Let me have a quick recap. We divide the numerator and denominator by sin A. On solving, we get this and we replace 1 by the identity cosec square A minus cot square A. Apply A plus B into A minus B. Take cot A plus cosec A common. Here we have taken common. Cancel out one term and we are left with what is to be proved. So I hope you understand this. Sixth part is very easy. We just need to rationalize. So 1 plus sin A upon 1 minus sin A as it is I have written, and I multiplied with the reverse sign of this negative. So I multiply and divide it with 1 plus sin A over 1 plus sine a. So in the numerator you can see this 1 plus sine a is getting repeated. So I can write it as 1 plus sine a whole square. And in the denominator, a minus b into a plus b, converse of the identity we used in previous question, a square minus b square. Alright, and this gives you root 1 plus sine a whole square as it is upon cos square a. Now see, this is also square, so one term comes out, that is 1 plus sine a out of the root. Here also it is square, so 1 cos a comes out of the root. Now still our work is not complete. We have to prove it equal to secant a plus tan a. So again separate the denominator. I get 1 by cos a plus sin a by cos a. And we know that 1 by cos a is secant a and sin a by cos a is tan a. Voila, we are done. Alright, hence proved. My favorite word in mathematics. So let's go to next part. In part number 7, you see what is the first step that comes to your mind when you see LHS. Obviously, the first step that comes to my mind is taking common. So I take sine theta common. From these two, I take sine theta common. I am left with 1 minus 2 sine square theta. In the denominator, I take cos theta common. I am left with 2 cos square theta minus 1. I hope this step is clear to all of you. Now, does this tell you something? Sin theta over cos theta? Yes, it is equal to tangent theta. And what happens that if this all gets cut and I am left with the answer? It will be so good for me, right? My question will be over. So somehow I need to cancel them out. To cancel them out, they should be same. So let us keep one term as it is, 1 minus 2 sine square theta, and try to convert this to sine, right? So first let me write it as it is. I am left with this. Now somehow I need to cancel these two terms. So tan theta as it is, 1 minus 2 sine square theta as it is. Let's convert cos to sine. May I write cos square theta as 1 minus sine square theta? 2 as it is, 1 as it is. Cos square theta has been converted to 1 minus sine square theta. So this gives me numerator as it is. Don't cancel it out, please. These are not cancelling. This don't cancel sine square with sine square. We should have exactly same term to get them cancelled. Tangent theta into 1 minus 2 sine square theta divided by. Now let's open this. 2 ones are 2 minus 2 sine square theta minus 1. Let us solve it further. See, there is very little we are doing in one step to make you understand. So 2 minus 1 is 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Now you can see that these two terms are exactly same and you can cancel them out. So I am left only with tangent theta, which was required to be proved. Hence proved. Got it? Now let's open whole squares in 8th part, because in the whole square when we have 2 and 7 is there in RHS, so we can accommodate it. So let us apply a plus b whole square. I get a square sine square a plus b square cosec square a plus 2ab, that is 2 into sine a into cosec a. Similarly, open the next bracket. Cos square a plus secant square a plus 2 cos a into secant a. So this we have opened the LHS, right? Now let us see. Sine square a plus cos square a, I can combine in one bracket, or you may directly write it equal to 1. And now sine a and cosec a gets cancelled because they are reciprocal of each other. I am left with 2. This cosec square a, I can convert it to 1 plus cot square a, right? This 2 will come later on. Now here this 2 will come. This secant square a will be written as 1 plus tangent square a. We know the identity. And here, and the last term, since cos a and secant a are reciprocal of each other, I am left with 2. I am repeating this step. Sine square a and cos square a I have combined at one place. Cosec square I have written as 1 plus cot square a. This term gives me 2. Cos square I have already written. Secant square a is 1 plus tan square a. And this term gets me 2. And I know that sine square a plus cos square is also 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2, and I am left with cot square A plus tangent square A. So this gives me 7 plus cot square A plus tangent square A, which is my RHS, hence proved. Now come to ninth part. In LHS, since there is a mixture of cosecant, sine, secant, cos, so if you remember in the initial parts I told you convert all of them to sine, cos. So cosec A will be written as 1 over sine A. Sine A I write as it is. Secant A to be written as 1 by cos A. Cos A as it is. Now the second step comes from the first step only. So just take LCM. Sine A is LCM. I get 1 minus sine square A. Cos A is LCM. 1 minus cos square A. How? Because here is 1. So this will be multiplied with this. This will be multiplied with this. So this gives you 1 minus sine square A is equal to what? Cos square A. Denominator as it is. 1 minus cos square A is what? Sine square A. Denominator as it is. 1 cos gets cancelled. I am left with cos A. And 1 sine gets cancelled. I am left with sine A. So see, this is the most simplified form, isn't it? It is the most simplified form. We cannot go further. It's difficult to get further, right? It is difficult to get from simple to abstract. Okay. So that is why now we take up RHS. Consider RHS. RHS is 1 by tangent A plus cot A. So let us convert. Tangent A can be written as sine A by cos A. And cot A can be written as cos A by sine A. 1 as it is. Take LCM in denominator. Cos A into sine A is LCM. This sine A to be multiplied with this, I get sine square A. This cos A to be multiplied with this, I get cos square A. And if I reciprocate it, first let me put the value of, sine square A plus cos square A is 1. 1 by cos A sine A. And if I reciprocate it, I get cos A sine A, which is equal to this term only. So name it as 1, name it as 2. And from 1 and 2 you can say that. From 1 and 2 you can say that you have to write the complete statement of first part. Cosec A minus sine A into secant A minus cos A. Write the complete statement initial which is given is equal to 1 by tangent A plus cot A. So I hope you understand this one. Let's get to the last part. Please repeat all the parts when you are done with the video. In 10th part, we are required to prove 3 things. A is equal to B is equal to C. So we may prove A is equal to B, or we may prove A is equal to C and B is equal to C. So A is equal to B will be automatically proved. So let us start. Let us consider the first part. What is 1 plus tan square A upon 1 plus cot square A is equal to? The first method is that you convert them to sine cos. And the second method is that you know that 1 plus tangent square A is an identity which is equal to secant square A. And 1 plus cot square A is equal to cosecant square A. So if you remember these identities, that secant square A minus tan square A is equal to 1 and cosec square A minus cot square A is equal to 1, then it's well and good. Otherwise you can also convert them to sine cos, because we always remember the identity sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. This is the easiest one to remember. Now secant square A can be written as 1 by cos square A. And cosecant square A is reciprocal of sine square A, so it goes up. And what is sine square A by cos square A? Tangent square A. So this is equal to C. Name it as 1. So we have proved A is equal to C. Now consider B. Now consider 1 minus tangent A upon 1 minus cot A whole square. So this gives you 1 minus sine A upon cos A divided by 1 minus cos A upon sine A and a whole square. Solving this, I get cos A minus sine A upon cos A divided by sine A minus cos A upon sine A and a whole square. Rearranging, I get cos A minus sine A divided by cos A multiplied by sin A divided by sin A minus cos A and a whole square. And see, watch carefully. This sin A over cos A gives me tangent A. And this is cos A minus sin A, this is sin A minus cos A. So can I say that this is minus 1 on cancellation and a whole square? So this gives you minus tan A whole square, which is equal to again tan square A, name it as 2. See this step very carefully. These are exactly negative of each other. So on cancellation I can get minus 1. There is one more method to it, that you don't convert to sine cos, you convert this cot to tangent. See how do we do it? 1 minus tangent A upon 1 minus 1 over tangent A and a whole square. Numerator as it is, give it a separate bracket to avoid confusion. And in the denominator I have tangent A as LCM. I get tangent A minus 1 and a whole square. So now rearrange. 1 minus tangent A over 1. So this will be multiplied with tangent A and 1 will be multiplied with tangent A minus 1 and a whole square. Now again the same thing. These are exactly negative of each other. So I get minus tangent A whole square, which is equal to tan square A. So name it as 2. So from 1 and 2, what do you get from 1 and 2? From 1 and 2, all these three are equal to each other. So you will write from 1 and 2, just copy down the statement that 1 plus tangent square A over 1 plus cot square A is equal to 1 minus tan A upon 1 minus cot A whole square is equal to tan square A. Right? Hence proved. So I hope you are able to understand thoroughly all the identities. If you do this question number 4 and question number 5 thoroughly, again repeat yourself and do it with understanding, I am sure you can do any other identity which you get in the exam, even apart from these. So if you have really understood, please do not forget to like the video. Please share it among your friends and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. Happy practicing. Trigonometry is definitely a thing of practice. Thank you.